So I just got a call from a childhood hero of mine. Friend, he's my father's, I don't know, I would assume best friend. That's the way I read the room at least. Jeff Booker. Mr. Booker. Mr. Booker was a staple growing up in my household. He was a guy my dad worked with. I don't know exactly how they met. I assume through work. I think he was in sales. He did numerous jobs for the company through the years. You know, we went through a lot of family conflict around that time. We had some issues with an employee that, you know, was threatening to kill the family, crazy shit like that. And, you know, we all stuck together. You know, we're gun owners in the South. So, you know what I mean? There's strength in numbers and even more strength in firearms. So we got together for that. He was just always there. He was always a positive person. Always, you know, he's like this tall. He's got these John Lennon glasses. Kind of looks like John Denver. Real country boy. I mean, well, Jeff, when he talks to you, he kind of talks to you like this. He's like, well, yeah. That's not the greatest. I mean, that's not bad. That's not a bad impression. So, you know, we worked at that shop as children, and then as young adults. So, you know, he was always there. We saw him every day. You know, he didn't sugarcoat shit. You know, made sure he called us a dumbass when we needed to be called a dumbass. You know, but not too much. You know, he didn't overstep his bounds. So he called me today. I got to talk to him. Mr. Booker is dying. Mr. Booker has been dying for a while. I don't know exactly what it is. It's a litany of issues at this point. And he's going to die. They've had him on painkillers for, you know, a long time, and he got tired of it. They had him on, you know, insane amounts of morphine a day, 90 milligrams numerous times a day, hydrocodone, all the stuff, right? And, you know, he's not going to get better. It was, so he just didn't, he told me he didn't feel like, Jeff, I didn't feel like myself. So he kicked him. I mean, a dying man that uses it just to function in life kicked narcotics because it didn't make, he wanted to spend the rest of his days he had here as a functional member of his life. You know, it's something I told him that bothered me, and I needed to tell him in person and not to a prayer and to a box. Is that my father gave me Jeff Booker's number a long time ago, numerous times. And I had his number saved. I had a text pulled up. I had it started 4 or 5 different times. Because there's a couple times where he was really not doing well. And him and my pops are thick as thieves, so they talk all the time. And I never called him. I never texted him. Knowing damn good and well that man could die at any minute and how much he meant to me and all it would take, and it'd mean the goddamn world to him if I just picked up the phone and did something with it. You know, in recovery they talk about that, it's like £1 million phone or something like that. But it's that feeling when you need to call somebody or make something happen that you just can't. And it's such a simple thing, but that you just can't pick up that phone. So I didn't. Because I felt like a coward. I didn't know what to say to a dying man that I loved so dearly. What the fuck do you say? You know, you could always say that, hey, you mean this much to me, and, oh, hope you feel better. It's like, shut the hell up. He ain't going to feel better. Get well soon is not applicable in this situation, Junior. So I didn't. I could have told him that, hey, I love you. You're the man. You've been somebody that has been the man. You've been there for my father through so many difficult times. I told him the simple things. Just 3 bullet points to send this man that are not superficial, that would be easy to do. And I didn't do it. And I cracked telling him that. I cracked telling the man that is just looking death in the eyes and saying, I'm not done yet. Yeah, it's going to hurt, but I'm not done yet. Give me a goddamn minute. Telling him that I'm a coward because I couldn't call him. And I won't carry that with me. And I definitely won't have to now because I did the thing that I needed to do. I mean, he made it happen, but I told him, right? That vindicates me, that allows me to not have to carry that psychological trauma after his inevitable death. I guess not untimely. Untimely would have been a while ago now. It'd be very timely when Mr. Booker kicks the bucket. Eventually, doctors have been like, no, he's overtime. Actually, we were supposed to be wrapped up on this job a couple years back. For what it's worth, pick up the phone, do it. Because, man, it would have felt so much worse to not talk to Mr. Booker. And I ignore all calls, too. I didn't have this number I didn't have saved. It just showed up as a 843 number. I ignored it the first time, of course, because I don't know that number. Do you answer numbers? I don't. It's psycho. And I picked it up the second time because someone was like, no, pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. Oh, of course, South Carolina, there we go. And I did, and I'm glad. That's insane to me. That's the type of resilient human being that I find beyond admirable. But, no, he's going to die. We talked about it. We had an honest conversation. I asked him what he thought about. I had to force it out. I kept trying to ask the question, and it kept getting gummed up and balled up in my chest. And I asked him, being a man of, reasonable mind, knowing that you're facing your own mortality, how are you addressing that? How do you face that? How do you deal with that? What do you think about it? He pauses for a while in that kind of country way, and you can kind of hear him. You can almost hear him look at the floor. That makes sense that, well, he just kicks out some. Says, do everything every day to the best of your ability, regardless of what people think. If you're doing the right thing, it'll feel right. If you're doing the right thing, it'll feel right. But it may not be easy. May not look right, but, just... you gotta try. And I've had the pleasure of having those end-of-life conversations with numerous people in my life that mean something to me. Because I just say to hell with it and ask. My grandfather was dying. He was on his way out, and he knew as well as I did that it's going to be the last thing. We're on our way to go meet him. And something happened that we couldn't go, so we stopped in a parking lot and I called him. He gave me great advice then as well. Very similar stuff. Told me to love my wife, don't go to bed angry. Kind of, not typical stuff, but typical stuff. He told me he loved me. My grandfather and Mr. Booker, I tell my friends I love them because I fucking love them. The ones I say I love too, it means I fucking love you, man, woman, whoever you may be. have those difficult conversations with the people that mean so much to you while they're here, even if you know they're gonna die. You know what it is. Don't avoid it in the fucking room. If you have to for the sake of all decency, do it. But have those difficult conversations. And I'm a big emotional guy anyhow. Like, I'm a sensitive fella. I'm a big sensitive man. But that was a powerful moment in my life that just took place. He told me he was incredibly proud of my YouTube. He says he watches my YouTube when he's not feeling well. Somebody that knew me my entire childhood and has known my father and see that it's me and I care and I am doing my best, and he sees it. He reached out from hundreds of miles away from South Carolina to tell me he loves me and he's proud of me. To tell me that he loves me and he's proud of me. That's incredible. I appreciate that, Mr. Booker. I appreciate you. And I'll have that shot of tequila. I love you, Mr. Booker. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Thank you for being a positive male role model. Thank you for seeing past the obnoxious kid with a mohawk and a drug problem and a pistol in his back pocket to see me. But well before I showed up, decades before I showed up, you saw me. And I'm blessed to have that type of male character in my life. And I'm aware of that. I want to say thank you.